Ready? Connecting. Street time.
Go. On.
We're ready?
Yep, go.
Go for it.
All right. Good evening, aficionados. How's everybody doing out there on this grand Tuesday? Yes, we're in studio today. A little light, as you can see. Not many of us, but they're all on the phone. Yes, they are. Tonight is going to be a phone night. Lots of important people checking in with us. But in studio, it is myself, Ron Pecorini, my brother, Bob
How you
Pecorini,
doing, man?
and our co-host brother, Kyle Jaso. How you doing, everybody?
Good.
Good?
It's
Hanging in there, you know.
It's
with this
warming
crazy
up,
weather.
so and
Warming up.
Warming up. 45 degrees outside.
hey, it's better than the negative 20 we had last month.
And tomorrow's supposed to be 80. Can you imagine? the
Hey, I'll
sanity?
take it.
Yeah, I'll take it right now.
Madness. It's pure madness here. I really, we're speechless. It's speechless. It's been terrible weather.
Stop talking. You're speechless.
Okay,
yeah,
that's it.
That's enough.
next
We're
two
done now, folks.
Yeah. It's been a great show.
Not bad. Don't say much.
Yeah.
Anyway, what we do have to say is I like to start off by saying, folks, get yourself a piece of paper and pen. There are lots of dates and information that we give you. So we would like for you to make sure that you hear it. In case you do miss it, take our email down and write to us. Write to us about some questions. Give us some information. Give us some, I guess, reviews. Give us some criticism. Give us anything you want, and
Give
we'll
us a
get back
pound
to
of
you.
50s.
Yes.
Give us a box of cigars.
Well, yeah, give us sponsor money, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And talking about that, if you are a business or you would like to have us advertise for you, you can reach out to us on our email and discuss it. It is the Great Lakes Smoke Show at AOL.com. Again, that's Great Lakes Smoke Show at AOL.com. And we can discuss whatever you like to. This ain't soupy sales. We don't take monopoly money, but we do take legitimate U.S. currency.
Yeah, and we will. If we got any of these sponsors that want us to come to their
sterling too. I mean, I've got no objections to that.
and too, if we have any of those sponsors out there that want us to come do a live show from their business and
We
help
can
promote
discuss
them,
our fees.
yeah, can get in contact with us on Facebook, message us on the Great Lakes Smoke Show page here, and we will definitely get back to you. And we are very active on our Facebook as well too. So don't hesitate to get in contact with us. We'd love to be out at your place.
Yep, that we do. All the locals, especially. We are taking a trip to Las Vegas. So if you're going to go out to Las Vegas at the end of June for the cigar event of the world,
IPCPR.
IPCER for sure. We're going to be out there June 27th to June 30th at least. And we're going to be talking to all the cigar makers and manufacturers and people who have cigars on there with their names on it. And as we get closer, we'll announce a few of the names and people that we're going to be interviewing.
And you can come and see us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
We'll be set up there.
We'll be in booth and we'll be walking around doing live interviews. And we are really looking forward to that. So that is exciting. That's going to be a first for all of us. So we're tweaking away, and we're going to have some fun with that. And again, we're guys. This is our 9th podcast show.
9th. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
mean,
Over
we're
2 months
flying.
old.
Oh my God. Well, we did a couple of in the same week too, and
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's getting there, and we're still learning and figuring things out and getting a game plan together. And
we're getting closer to our new studio. Well, you guys are going to be able to see our new studio coming up soon.
At the end of June or July, maybe it's a 4th of July present to us. We'll figure it out, but we are getting closer to even a bigger location and more modern as far as technology goes. And
full bar, big humidor.
And there's a rumor that we might be even going to YouTube now too. I mean, you
Yes,
I was just gonna
YouTube
say
is
that.
coming.
Yeah.
YouTube is coming.
We'll be there soon. So stay with us each and every single week. We hope to bring you something new, something exciting to talk about, and to basically keep you guys into the tobacco world and alcohol world. Much about alcohol in the sense that the way we're having.
We don't have to talk about it. We're using it.
Well, there you go, brother Bob. Really, he went right to it. That's where I was going. But you know, we do have some who make wine and make beer, and they've been on the show, and we'll have some others coming.
Make shine
on.
too. Some shine.
And
Moonshine.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah, you like that stuff,
Oh,
Kyle.
no.
Definitely,
I'm
right?
definitely into the unaged whiskey. So,
You like that moonshine. Not just giving moons, but
Hey,
you like drinking moonshine.
but that's our American heritage right there.
Moonshine?
That's like our way back, you know. And they still do it to this day too. You know, I'm not going to say who, but you know, there's people out there.
You know
do
a
it.
few, huh?
There are a few, but it's legal now. It's
No.
legal for personal consumption.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about people who sell it.
Well,
I mean,
good for them. Beat the tax man.
Oh yes, the tax man. Kyle, why do you want to give a rundown exactly for some friends out there that want to, in case they can't get us on Facebook and on a certain night, how they can track us down and listen to us in other mans? We're
Sure.
like 10 different ways of finding us now.
Yeah, well, I know of a few. I don't know of all of them there, but I know the main ones for you. But you can go to anchor.fm, search Great Lakes Smoke Show. That is basically our home base for our show, where you can download all our past episodes. We are on Apple Podcast for all you Apple users. Search Great Lakes Smoke Show, and you can even rate and review us. You want to subscribe to us so that you don't miss one of our shows there. Go to Google Podcast. There you can subscribe to our show too. But there is no rate and review, but I implore you to keep downloading our shows, keep listening to our past episodes. As we keep producing more, you're going to get quickly behind if you're not keeping up with our episodes there. And then you can catch us on Spotify. There is, I'm looking at a list here. There's like Breakers, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Overcast. The other one I'm not too sure on. That might be is still in the works, but we got that going for you. But definitely make sure you are smashing that subscribe button to our show so that you're not out of the loop on any of our shows coming to you, as our shows do come out once a week to you, as our other executive producers busily editing our shows and putting this together for you guys. So you on Facebook are watching the raw format, but everyone else gets a nice little easy whoa, we got some nice
We
feedback.
got an echo in here.
I know.
I don't know what he's doing, but
What's going on here?
playing. He's
We're
playing.
playing. We're trying to get everybody on there. And
What is this? Amateur hour here?
well, these are the tweaks. These are the things.
Kyle, rumor has it we're going to be on the Disney Channel too. Is that happening?
Yeah,
or
why
what?
not? No, ABC,
The Disney Channel.
ABC, ESPN. No. But yeah, definitely catch us on Apple, Google, however you want to listen to your podcast. Do smash that subscribe button so that you're not missing a show of ours. And every download helps us out, because that is showing the higher ups that this is what you want to listen to, and this is a show that wants to stay. Keep producing. So this is let the man know that you want your
Otherwise we go away.
What it was the slogan from the 80s. I want my MTV. Well, I want my smoke show. Damn it.
There you go. I like that.
He said that good, man. He said that good. Not bad at all. Well, we got a great show lined up, like you said. It's a special show. It's a show about the recap of the Chicago Pipe Show with a fantastic friend of ours. We're going to call him friend. We talked about one of his, things that he brought to the show. It's about Wounded Warrior fundraiser. It was called Clean Smoke. And we're going to have Rick Farrar on. He's just holding on the line. I'm just doing the introduction here. After Rick, we're going to have the Chicago Pipe Club president, Alan Boyd, and the secretary, Tim Garrity, coming on. And then, of course, the one, the only, the famous Cousin Frank. And he's hanging out in Austin, Texas, that is, tonight.
Did he survive the storms? I heard Texas went through a
well,
lot.
we don't know. That's what we're going to touch base with him
Okay.
about. So we
we
definitely
may not
gonna
get
see.
him because he may have Dorothy.
No,
himself,
it's further up. It's up by Dallas, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
So,
Well, we'll
but
find
it's
out.
like 18 tornadoes. I
He's-
heard.
Yeah, I
happening
heard
right
Frank's
now.
going to give us a report on that.
Yeah.
He might have some tornado trivia for tonight. You know, who knows?
Maybe.
Frank's always got some kind of interesting trivia. I mean, that's the best thing about him. He's always coming up with some kind of a game plan, and he likes to throw curveballs at us. You know, we keep striking out, and he keeps throwing. So anyway, Frank, I know you're listening. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Simeon, our brother Simeon. Congrats last night, Simeon, on your second degree, buddy. I'm so honored to be there for you. Anyway, so cut to chase. We got Rick Ferrara holding online, and I know he's got plenty to talk about the show. And by now, he's probably well rested because this man busted his butt big time. All right, Rick, how you doing, buddy?
Well, I am good. We are over it, but I in full disclosure, Rich worked much harder than I did. That's because I signed the front of the check and he signs the back of the check. And but Rich, the unknown pipe repairman, was a busy boy for 3 days.
Yeah, I observed that. There was a lot happening in your booth.
We really didn't even have a chance to stop and talk and
No.
really kind of hang with you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Pardon me for interrupting.
No, that's
But
okay.
yeah, I had plans on speaking and talking to and hanging out with a lot of people that we never saw. I mean, it was really. I mean, we were buried.
Well, which was wonderful, and I'm so glad you were buried. And I would imagine for your first time, it had to be a grand slam for you, because we talked about it Saturday night at the Chicago Pipe meeting that we had, and everybody was pretty excited and hyped up about
Yeah.
what you and Jeremy
Guys
and
definitely hit
your
some
man
good
did.
numbers down there.
Yeah, we. Well, I got to tell you guys. Yeah, we come up with the idea to do a fundraiser, but honestly, this would not have happened if it wasn't for the Chicago Land Pipe Collector Club. I mean, there's no way we would have been able to do that. You guys were gracious, in a word, and it was such a natural idea. It all just fell together without a glitch. I mean, not a one.
Yeah, that's great. How
I mean,
overall did you do? I mean, did it meet your expectations? Surpass it? In general, what was
Actually,
your feeling?
Yeah, it definitely surpassed our expectations.
Wonderful.
The Briarville was able to donate $1,250, and then the combined websites between the Briar Nation and our website and all that Briar Nation was doing was able to generate another, I believe, around $1,100.
That's wonderful.
All in all, so yeah, we were able to for our first effort, I think we absolutely knocked it out of the park.
You coming back, right, Rick?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Spoke with Chuck, and he seemed to be very motivated, and the whole club seems to be very motivated. We certainly are. We had a blast. Of course, we got to meet a lot of people. that came up to the booth, and we were able to pull it off. I like you said, just beyond our expectations, and we're very happy about that.
And so are we. That it was such a great success.
Well, it was well received, wouldn't you say? I mean,
I would say so.
I think so. I think it was so well received, and in one part, I felt sorry for you because this was the first show that you really didn't partake on the outside. I mean, I saw you there for half an hour sitting on the chair, actually exhausted, so I didn't want to bother you. But this had to be a totally different show for you compared to you coming the last few years and you're hanging out with everybody. I mean, you literally worked it, and but I hope from what we saw, this also benefited you not only for Wounded Warriors, but for Briarwood too, Briarville, its business, and getting your name out, and hopefully
good exposure.
You got good exposure on that. Yeah.
Oh well, absolutely. I mean, just being attached to the Chicago Pipe Show is an honor in itself. I mean, you guys are a legend, and to be able to attach with you guys for this event, and it appears it's going to be an ongoing effort. Yeah, it didn't hurt our career at all.
Beautiful.
Will you have enough help next year? Because now that the word is out and now that everybody's going to be expecting you, do you think you'll be able to have enough players to come in and give you a hand? Because I can guarantee you're going to be even that much busier next year because we're going to promote the hell out of it.
I think so. I mean, we've batted around adding an intern to the company or an apprentice. Not quite there yet. We'll see how the second quarter pans out. The second quarter is as good as our first quarter, or surpasses it. I'll get serious about adding personnel. If nothing else, I'll bring somebody up to more or less watch the table and work at sales at the table. Because if it wasn't for the sales at the table, it would have. I was nervous going up there, but fortunately, the people were just as they understood that it was the table sales that was going to help us through this, and so I'll probably bring somebody up at minimum to watch the table, so Rich doesn't have to burden the entire show.
It gives you a chance to at least sit with us for a little while and talk.
That would have been nice. I'll tell you. I mean, I think I got to walk the showroom maybe twice in 3 days, and just and hope by happenstance I would see somebody that I was looking for. Twice. The rest of the time we were right there, nose to the grindstone for the show hours, and Friday was spectacular. The pre-show was almost as good as the main show as far as donations.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, well,
that's big because we didn't have as many people on Friday as we have on Saturday. Saturday is our biggest day, and if you
that's because it's open to the public. But Friday we still had a lot of people. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, well, there were, and the people that wanted their pipe service were very kind too. They understood what was going on. They didn't mind dropping them off with us, and then picking them up a little later. We got a lot of guys that bought pipes there at the show that wanted them kind of cleaned out and set up for them and buffed all up. So we got those guys as well.
Did you get any homework, Rick?
Yeah, there was anything that we couldn't repair there at the show because we were so limited. We just took with us and brought us back to the shop, and they're all checked in queue right now.
Great.
And we'll be working on those, as we go down the queue. But I'll tell you what I found most interesting is the generosity of our community. We had the token suggested payment, or cost for, I think, I don't have it in front of me. It was what, $5 for buffing it, and I think we 10 for a ream and clean, or whatever it was. I can't remember. They didn't even look at that. They were just dumping in cash into that bucket out there. I mean, the cost wasn't even a consideration for these guys. These guys wanted to donate to the wounded warriors.
Absolutely.
And that's how we raised $1,250.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
tremendous.
Hopefully next year it's even more.
Yeah. Double sales next year.
Well, we get a chance to promote this all year now, and that's even bigger for us. We didn't get it out, fast enough. But the thing is, the people who were there already know that you're going to be there, so you got that crowd locked in. Now we'll just add on to the new ones. So
yeah,
that's going to help.
We'll get it out, and we're making some plans too to prepare for next year. I didn't want to be a liability at all to the property, so we made some makeshift. As you recall, we put a curtain behind us, to protect the wall, and then this year or this next year, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just dress it up and pro it out a little bit. We'll get some pro lighting over the table and some wall protection that'll show the I don't know, we'll have a logo or something or whatever we're doing.
Yeah, you get like
They're
a
behind
professional booth type with your logo and the information on it. And that
Yeah,
should be more professional looking for you.
Yeah, well, it'll also. I think we're just going to dress up that end of it, so it does represent the club well, and it represents the property well as protect the property. Now we didn't leave a mess. I mean, we cleaned up after it, but I could, I was concerned that trying to operate a shop in a hotel lobby.
I know.
That was a little unnerving in the beginning.
Well, when I was with you, I know you and I were looking for a vacuum to try to clean the place up a little bit, which, I said, well, let's call
housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Sure.
Yeah, and they did. They responded, and everything came up fine. I mean, we didn't make any stains or burn any hole in the carpet or nothing.
That's all right. They can use a new carpet anyway.
Yeah, well, we're gonna take steps to ensure that we represent the club and the property and ourselves, in a manner that should be done.
Yeah. We expect to see you in tails and the white tie.
Hey, we can do that. And those look like those gloves,
really
the
class
gloves,
act.
that hold the pipe, the freshly cleaned and polished pipes and white gloves.
Yep.
Perfect idea.
Yeah, and the top hat, of course.
The top hat. And actually, we could deliver the pipes to the clients on a cane.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Now you're
And
talking.
then where they come off and then just, perfect. I think that's it.
Your mind is going, man. I can feel it from here.
Well, now would it
Put
be
the cane right next to the spittoon,
would it be advantageous to move them inside the show instead of being outside the show like he was?
Actually, they were in a good spot.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
really
it
were,
was a
because
great spot.
everyone's got to pass them going to the tent
Okay.
and going into the room. I mean, honestly, I think that
Because
was
we
probably,
went to the tent through the back doorway, you know. So
well, don't say anything about the back door, babe.
Yeah.
Rick, look, this guy's talking about the back door. Can you
Yeah.
believe this? On a family show like this, he's talking
Yeah.
about using the
Oh,
back door.
no, yeah, he did talk about that.
Wow,
He said he
God.
went there.
Yeah.
He went there. He
Yeah.
did.
I always go there.
Well, that's what she said, right?
He's
So
a back
anyway.
door man.
I always go there. It doesn't mean I get in.
Oh, KY this. I don't know. So anyway.
Right into the gutter. That was kind
Yeah,
of
I mean, we went from class right to the saloon. You
I mean,
know?
it only took Kyle 28 minutes.
Hey,
Yeah.
that was faster than our car ride.
serious and all professional and stuff, and then it just falls out. Just there it goes.
It has a habit of doing that, you know?
For some reason, we'll get back on track. So yeah,
But the location, you're right though. The location I think was perfect.
Okay.
People coming out of the show saw us. I think maybe some signage or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
next year.
Definitely.
you know, next year might be helpful. The changes that I plan on making to the workstation will also be visual, and it'll stand out.
Or another idea too.
So where it's located, where it was located this year, which was right in the foyer as you walked into the foyer to the main showroom, we were right there on the left. And then if you kept going left, you would go to the smoking tent. So you're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everybody had to
everybody-
pass you, which
Yeah.
was great.
I think
passing by.
the only other thing that maybe we can talk about at a pipe club meeting or something would be maybe doing like maybe just have like a small like 3x4 postcard or something with your information on, so you get the ticket and this postcard. Like, you know, we're all doing pipe cleaning too for, you know, just a nominal fee.
Like
so
a little flyer.
yeah, a little bit.
Flyer and a business card.
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds. I mean, you're not going to get an argument from me.
Well, it's your dollar to buy the business card or the flyer. I mean,
My marketing fee is only 10%.
You guys are on for it, hell yeah.
you know, we are very open to sponsor money to Las Vegas. You know, the airfare is up there. Let us know. I'll give you my address. Oh man, but
For sure.
did you get any sleep though? I mean, you were really at it the whole time. Was it an exhausting adventure for you, or everything was okay?
Well, it was fun. I mean, because we were, you know, of course, we can't be serious all the time. So we did our share of horsing around and having a good time. But Rich is a mule. I mean, he's got the tenacity and just the strength of Sasquatch. He just kept after it, and then I did a couple and whined a little bit, so he threw me back off and back out to the table. And
What are you
You know,
whining
went at
about? Come on.
He was
you're a
whining
guy.
because he didn't have a time to sit with us and
I
you know, shoot the breeze.
I was whining. I said, I signed the front of the checks. He signs the back.
Yeah.
Well,
You know.
How was your ride up overall? Everything was okay. You drove, right?
Yeah. Many thanks to R&A Treasures. And
Okay.
you guys can find them all over Facebook in the groups and whatnot. They actually drove up and had room in their van that they took up, and so we had an arrangement with them to take the equipment up and bring it back.
Yeah, they're really
Yeah,
nice
okay.
people.
those guys,
Really
Randy and
good
Ed,
guys.
are just fantastic.
Mhm.
We wish all those two guys all the luck
Great.
because they got a great
Yeah,
gig
they're-
going.
A great pair right there.
Yeah, they're hardworking guys. They're out there and just really trying to make their dent in the industry, and I think they're doing a fabulous job doing so. And we get stuff from them too. They're one of our suppliers.
Oh,
And then,
very good.
Yeah. So
Well, they do have a lot of stuff.
yeah, they got a warehouse full of stuff. It was surprising when I went over there, and it's right here in Tampa too. I mean, I couldn't believe how nice it is to have a place local that you can, when you're needing something, you can go just kind of fish through. You know, it was great.
That is good. Yeah.
And it's a place to get a decent pipe at a great
Phenomenal price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they are good price, and I'll tell you what too. The wood is old, so you've got new old wood pipes there that they're dealing with, and I know we finished a bunch of them for them. We do some of their refinishing in our shop and on their higher end pipes, but yeah, they've got a lot of old wood pipes that are brand new there. So,
And can't forget that
their price is ridiculous. I mean, it ticks me off because
nobody else could get those prices
Yeah.
out.
the guys are telling me.
Well, you know, but they are keeping you in business, and all those pipes that they're moving somehow could find their way back to you for repairs. And
That's
touch
it.
ups.
That's right. That's right. Everybody visits old Briarville at some point. That's why in the very beginning we didn't get into pipe making. We always asked, well, have you ever made pipes? Do you want to make pipes? And I said, hell no. I said, man, there are tons of fabulous carvers out there that have got this down to a science, and they come out with gorgeous pipes. Now, why would I want to compete with that when y'all are going to break every one you have anyway?
Which is true.
Yeah. That was a decision we made early on. I mean, before we even opened the doors, with that we were going to go towards the repair and refurbishing side.
And you're doing well with that, so that's okay, right?
We are blessed. We are blessed. We get anywhere between 30 and 50 pipes a week,
Wow.
and they come in from all over the world. And we've even had some pretty big names send their pipes to us too.
Ooh.
So that's always exciting.
So
Very
you're
good.
ready for more promotion, by the way? You're just asking. We're looking for sponsors.
We don't want you to be overworked either,
We want to get
No,
30,
well,
50
yeah.
a day. That's what we're pushing for, 30, 50 a day.
Yeah, we could. We can talk.
I'll have Bob talk to you. We'll have our people talk to your people, and we'll figure it all out,
We'll do lunch.
Your machine, call my machine, and let them have lunch.
Well, yeah, what a machine that would talk that would be. I don't know. That'd be interesting. I don't think they'd get anywhere. I think they might curse each other out somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
So isn't this all these repairs digging into your fishing time, though, Rick?
Well,
Oh, he's got to think about
Yeah, I
it.
know.
Hold on.
I had to hit him
Man,
with
you
that.
really threw him. You hit him below the belt on this. Man. Come on.
today though, honest to God, I'm in mourning today.
Why?
I did. This afternoon I played a little hooky. I told Rich I had to go get some shipping tape. I ran out of tape for the boxes we were sending out. This was about 2:00 in the afternoon, and I'm saying, you know what? It is like beautiful out here. Big blue sky, those puffy white clouds. It's only about 80 degrees. No, not a lot of humidity. And I said, you know what? Today's a day for a bike ride. So I went and I got on my V-Star 1100 and just
Nice.
kind of headed out a little bit, and found a little state park where the Gulf kind of come up, and there was like girls swimming and stuff, which was fun.
Terrible.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm out there kind of walking around, and I'm a trusting sort, and I left my pipe bag on the bike. You know, it was between the handlebars and the front fairing, and I just had it setting there. And I went walking around, and my helmet was on top of it too. And I come back, and my pipe bag and the Nording that I've been smoking on YouTube for 5-6 years. The very first Briarville Signature Series pipe we made was in that bag, both of them near and dear. The bag was a Peterson leather bag given to me by my wife for a Christmas present several years ago. Somebody lifted it.
Oh, man.
And I'm, you know, the Briarville pipe, yeah, it was the first, and, you know, but the Nording, I've had that Nording since 1992.
Oh, man.
I can't tell you how many times I've refurbished that thing, how many stems I've chewed off the end of it or broke and replaced. And I'm serious. One time I was going down the road, this is when I was driving a truck. I was going down the road, ashing the pipe out on the mirror out of the truck, and the damn stem fell off. You know, so that was one stem replacement, and then there was a half a dozen others over the years, and I'm sick. I'm sick to death today.
Did you happen to look around in the garbage cans and stuff like that?
Look?
Yeah, I looked around and I said, well, maybe it fell off when I was driving. Of course, you know, last Sunday I went out in the woods and did a 150-mile run with the pipe bag sitting right there for the whole time. No problems at all. You know, so I did, and just trying to give humanity the benefit of the doubt, but now somebody lifted it.
Oh, man.
Somebody lifted it right there. And oh, well, you know. So you guys
sorry
know
to
where
hear
I can get another pipe?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Bob's got a few. Oh, man.
I got a Nording. I don't know. Somebody said they got it in Florida somewhere. I don't know. And,
Yeah.
that's a shame. Sorry to hear it, man.
That's a lousy story. I hate to, I feel
Yeah.
bad for you.
Yeah, I hate it too. But
And you looked at all the garbage pails. You looked at the, you know,
all the trash cans, the dumpsters. Because what are they going to do with
I
it?
didn't do any of that. Why would they throw that away, man? It was probably a hefty meth kit now.
Well, how far? No. How far do you live from that area? Why don't you jump on the bike again and go looking around? Maybe somebody threw it in the front yard, or you know, down the drain or something, or just left it on the street.
Dumpster.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that with another tear in my eye. Okay.
Well,
No, check the dumpsters, you know, because after all, if they look inside, there's no money or anything, which is probably what they were assuming. They'd just throw it away.
It's a meth kit now.
Yeah.
Well, they'll keep the case, but maybe the pipes. Nah, you're right. They're probably smoking crack out of them now.
Or check the local pawn shop, you know.
wow.
No, they're crack pipes now, man.
Oh man, what the heck?
No, that's a shame. Sorry to hear it.
Well, it's a cruel world. Fortunately, I know where I can get another one, and but it's going to.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
This is why we can't have nice things.
27 years, 28 years.
Yeah.
Oh, you
become attached to it, you know.
Huh?
You become very attached to them.
Well, anyway, we'll break in another one, and
I bet you will, for sure. Well, next time, you know, this is karma. I'm going to say this is karma because you shouldn't have taken off. You should have went to work, and none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, all right, Mrs. Briarville.
That's what you get for going down to the topless beach and drooling for a couple hours. Yeah.
Your eyes are in the wrong spot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting it in stereo here. All right.
Oh man! So, what else is new on your guys? Well, anything planned? Any events? Anything going on with you and Rich at all?
Well, I've got to update the website with the with all the totals, so we can kind of milk that out a little more. And then we've got a promotion we're starting that I've briefly touched on before the show, but the show got us too busy to kind of keep pushing that. But we have a promotion coming up. We're coming up, guys, to our 2000th client.
Oh, wow.
2000, yeah. And so we're doing one of those special 2000, one of those, you've seen it, where you come in where you're the, millionth customer and you win all this stuff. We're coming up to 2000 right now. So when that happens, which will be, I'm figuring the way they're coming in now, probably around July, maybe, or August, early August. When we hit that 2000 mark, we're going to give that person who becomes the 2000th client the prize package. And we're also going to put everybody that's been in, that sent anything in this year, we're going to put their name in the hat as well. A person out of there will get a prize package, a grand prize package. We'll have some other consolation prizes and stuff like that to give away as well. And but that's when we hit our 2000th client.
Nice. Exciting.
Very
You
good.
want to give away some of the prizes? You want to tell us, or is that a secret? Or what is it?
No, it's not a secret. I just haven't come up with it. Maybe a Nording pipe, huh? What do you think?
Yeah, one from the
That would be
streets of
nice.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Met one.
Yeah. No, I haven't really thought about it yet, but obviously it'll be something pipe related. There'll also be some Briar bucks in there, for credits for repair work or that type of thing. We'll probably give away $100 worth of that to both sides, and they're just a nice pipe, new pipe.
Very
Nice.
good. Do you
Very
want to
nice.
you want to tease the audience a little bit and say how far that number is right now, so people can start thinking about sending their pipes in for repairs?
Don't have to tease. If you go out to Briarville.com and scroll down, we're keeping a running total that we update every other week or so.
Okay.
So I think we're at 19,360 right now, or something like that. It shows how many pipes we've done since we opened. Roughly, I mean, it's not an exact count. It's
Okay.
and then the clients, and
I
then
can-
I update that.
I can see everybody
But-
out there trying to figure it out. Let's see, 50 pipes a week till July.
Well,
when should I send my pipe in?
well, that's the thing. You guys are up to my mercy, because I'll fill it out, and I check it. The process is when the pipes come in. Obviously, we get the work orders that are submitted over the website, and we get those. And when the pipes arrive, they get added to the database. So we're not putting in clients that aren't actually clients. The pipes have to arrive.
Right.
And then, like I say, every other week I'll just check the database total of how many people are there, and then when we start getting closer, I'll look at it. I'll know. When we're within 10 or 15, I'll just start counting them as we go in there, and then that person will be the winner.
Sure.
Nice.
I got a question for you. I know you're very busy, but I'm just wondering, when are we going to see a YouTube video again?
Oh gosh.
It's been a while, Rick.
People are asking.
I'm just saying.
It's been over a year.
Yeah, I know.
Are you that busy now?
Well, they do take a little time, as you know. I'm having difficulties topping the last one we did, and when you blow up a pipe bag with an AK-47 and some tannerite, it's what do you do next to top that?
I don't know.
Bring in a tank, I
But
guess.
that was the silly pipe trick or stunt that you don't want to do at home, and you don't ever want to fill your pipe bag with tannerite and target practice it because it'll blow it up. And
Yeah, like maybe something silly like a retort and the pipe goes on fire, something, really kind of stupid,
hey,
like,
that's a good idea.
yeah, that's an easy one to do.
That isn't a bad idea. Now, can you get alcohol fire to show? Because you can't see that on video. I mean, that's why you see those guys in race cars when they crash, and they're out there fanning themselves because they're on fire, but you can't see the fire. So
Yeah,
maybe I'd use gas.
gas, okay, and 2 cameras.
Yeah.
Gasoline makes the biggest fireball.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe don't retort. That's it. Do not retort your pipe with gasoline.
That's it. That's the new one. Stay tuned, folks. This is going to be a good one.
That could be it. That could be it, guys.
Great Lakes Smoke Show exclusive.
There you
Breaking
go.
now.
And do it like in
We
a
can
corn cob.
simulcast this.
But bless y'all hearts, I tell you, I get emails every week when they're asking me about when's the next video, and I feel bad every time and I give them the same story. How do you top that? Now you just showed me how to top it. I don't have any excuses. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
By Memorial Day weekend, we want to see some explosion.
Again, our consolation fee is only 10% here.
That could be the 4th of July video.
Knuckleheads,
4th of July video, Rick.
But
Do
I
it for-
do enjoy the videos. Are fun. It's just the editing, and that's it just takes forever. Doing the videos are great, and because they are so stupid. And,
Well, that's what makes them so great. Stupidity at its best.
No, actually, come on. They weren't really stupid. There was a lot of information. There really was.
oh yeah, well, we tried to be sort of serious, but
Yeah, right.
I like one of my favorite ones are when we suggested not to blend your pipes in the blender. That was a fun one too. The pipe-o-matic. That, of course, that idea, I stole from Saturday Night Live.
I was just going to say
that
that was definitely a Saturday night thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the classic bit, and I stole it unabashedly, unashamedly. But
Yeah, that
it
was
funny.
Aykroyd's
We
thing.
got a lot of- the pipe things are blowing up, and now we're going to blow up a pipe with a retort.
I
Good.
think that's a good one.
I like that one. I think we should definitely look into that. Can we
Well, I just gotta
simulcast that at
figure
the
out-
same time?
I just got to figure out how to ignite it. All right. Well, okay. So
Moving right along. And we're all thinking, you know that.
Yeah.
well, we gotta see. It's got to be good and visual. I mean, I don't know.
Flaming arrow.
Yeah, like two cameras, one on the top and one from above,
Oh, good. Oh, fine. Okay, we'll go ahead and get a crew in here and maybe some audio.
Listen,
And do
we'll
some
get a
family
boom.
lighting. Yeah.
We'll bring a
okay.
boom in there so we can hear the actual thing happening.
What do they call those things? Those jibs with the cameras on, and they can come fly in on it. Look, yeah, we'll do that.
well, there are wackos anywhere. You can find plenty of help, guaranteed.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got-
That's a bad idea. That's better than the idea that I was toying with. I'll be honest with you. I won't tell you what I was toying with because we still might do that one. But we kind of spilled the beans on this one.
Well, now you got two of them.
Yeah.
Now you got two of them.
Yeah, well, but I do love that.
Yeah.
I do love that. Yeah.
What else otherwise down the road? What else do you guys have planned for yourselves? Are you doing any road trips to any more promotions, or that's pretty much
I
it?
think our buddy Pete Provost at Briar Works,
Mhm.
they had moved their factory from Nashville out to Spring Hill, and in August they are doing the Muletown Pipe Show, which is a new pipe show. It was it'll be August 30th to September 1st in Columbia, Tennessee.
Oh.
Now remember, in 2015, I think it was 2015. My pipe club back then, we produced the last Nashville pipe show. So there hadn't been a pipe show in Nashville since then, and Pete is kind of picking up the reins on that. And they even have a website now. It's the Muletown Pipe Show. So .com, MuletownPipeShow.com, and hopefully, but yeah, we'll definitely be there in August, and just to support him. And Briarworks, they've got their own line of pipes, and they're an excellent factory right here in the United States, and they're putting them out in the national, nationally. So they're just doing the deal. They're just working hard like everybody else out here, and coming up with some really fun stuff.
Great.
Nice pipes too. Very, very nice.
Yeah, I've seen some.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, they've got several lines too that they're doing.
Have you thought?
So yeah, that's coming up in August, and just right now we're just trying to get caught up. Got 2,000 client contest coming up, but yeah, just staying busy, just trying to do the deal. Send your pipes in. It's going to cost a lot to make that booth look pretty for next year. So
Well, give that website again.
All that gold embroidery and everything, the plush.
MuletownPipeshow.com.
Whatever website you want to give it to them now, so people can open up. I told everybody grab a pen and a paper for all the information that they're getting tonight.
Oh.
So whatever you want to give information-wise, the floor is yours.
Oh, well, we've been to Briarville.com. That's we'll start with that one. How's that?
Awesome.
Perfect.
Near and dear to my heart.
Yep.
Rick, have you
And,
thought about possibly doing some of the other pipe shows, doing like the Wounded Warrior thing with them?
I don't know.
I mean, I know we're the biggest, but you have the Virginia show is back again. This will be the second year after they kind of.
It's pricey to do. It's pricey to do that. Of course, we gave our proceeds to the Wounded Warriors. So, and we managed to almost break even on the table. The whole thing cost less than I thought it was. We were able to put the whole thing together for under $500.
That's great.
And yeah, I was happy about that, which is what it would cost anyway to go up and do the show just normally. So we just looked at that as the huge win, but they are kind of pricey to do because of the logistics and everything. But yeah, maybe if some of the other clubs were to invite us up to do that, we would definitely consider it. Sure. Like Richmond or St. Louis or
Right.
Kansas City or something like that. We would definitely consider it.
Good, because the more you do, obviously, it's going to help the Wounded Warrior Project.
Plus, get your name out
Yeah.
there for
and
repeats.
yeah, and repeat customers, new
that's
customers.
always the side benefit that you hope happens, but you got to keep the eye on the mission, though. The reason why we're doing it.
Oh yeah,
and you guys talk too there at the show. I mean, if there's a local charity or something like that might be benefit. I mean, maybe we can squeeze them in too somehow, or and I'll definitely that follow y'all's lead on that, because I mean we wouldn't have been able to do anything if it wasn't for you guys.
Well, I think right now we'll stick with the Wounded Warrior Project.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's a great one, and I'd like to see that continue, actually.
Yeah, well, you got it then.
Yeah.
You definitely, from our side of it anyway.
Well, anyway, Chris, well, I'm saying, who, Chris? What
Chris,
the hell?
who's
Rick.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, that's me.
That's Rick, yeah. I was talking to Chris Parcino on Facebook. Hello, Chris Parcino. We got a lot of people just went on. We got Lisa from Virginia. How you doing, Lisa Buffon? And our cousin, we call her cousin, even though it's not blood related. Ann from New Jersey, again, drinking her wine and checking in. She's probably smoking an acid, Cuba, right? I know. But we found out that is the #1 cigar, and I don't know how, but it is. And what can I tell you? Got Caroline Brown checking
Rick
in,
doesn't
and
wanna
Ken
hear all this
Sika.
right
Well, we
now.
gotta let the people know that we're acknowledging them. We got a lot of people checking you out. Rick, listen, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on board and giving us a recap of everything.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And all the work that you do. Say hey to Alan for me.
I
heard
will.
he got
In fact, he's coming on next.
Yeah, I heard he got a little ill Friday night at the show, so I figured he was partying a little bit. But tell him I said
busy,
hey.
very busy. I mean, he really goes nuts doing the show. I mean,
Yeah, he
he's
didn't
all
party.
over the place.
Imagine.
He didn't party. He got very little party time in. Believe
Yeah.
me.
All you guys were working your tail off. I mean, it was just amazing watching you guys.
We had a lot of fun, and it was great having you guys. Thank you so much.
We'll
gonna
talk
check in
soon.
during the year. We'll check in with you. And you said around July, August, we got to be the 2000s, right?
Yeah, like I said, we keep that running total there. If you scroll down to the bottom of the website, so you guys you can keep that.
Okay,
You
we'll
can
do
see
that.
how
We'll
we're
check it.
progressing there.
So that means we'll
But
talk.
cool
We'll
beans,
talk
guys.
soon. We'll
Yeah,
talk
thanks
soon,
so
man.
much.
All right. Be good, buddy. Have a great
So
night.
long, Rick.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
All right. Folks, Rick Farrar from Briarwood down in
Briarville.
Briarville. Man, that's, between Briarwood, Briar Nation, Bryanville, Wood,
Briar
Nation,
Works.
Brian Works.
That's
Too much
you're
Briar.
busy reading.
Yeah, I am. I'm reading, answering people. And
Rick
But-
is a great guy. I'm glad that everything worked out swell. With the traveling and doing the show and everything, and of course
I'm glad
the
it
amount of money
Yeah,
that
I'm glad it
we're
was
able
such a huge success, and then it enticed him that he's going to continue to come
Yeah,
back. That's
it's wonderful.
the best.
It's wonderful.
It's always you always do these things, and you hope that they don't fall flat on you. So where someone's like, well, really didn't work out for me. I'm probably not coming back. So, but this was
This
huge
worked out
success,
and we really, I
Yeah.
mean, we tried to promote it, but it kind of came up late and stuff. We
good. Well,
didn't
we had a
really
little,
get
little
it out
promotion
there as
time,
much.
a couple
but,
of months.
yeah, but
wasn't
we
bad.
could have done more. Jeremy Feliciano from Briar Nation was a big part of this too with his group.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Briar Nation was out strong this time. I think we had 3 tables of guys part of Briar Nation. There's a great
Good
Yeah.
grouping.
great
yeah.
picture of the group here. See, look, Brian, look what we got down there.
don't worry
See
about that.
All right. Brian Nation came out in good support, and Jeremy Feliciano, the leader of the pack, going to take a little time off this summer, and for the next 10 months, he will be out of the country.
Yeah.
So, but Brian Nation will continue. A lot of good, strong support there. And it was a lot of fun having those guys over the weekend. We had
Yeah.
a great time, Bob, how many more days till the next show?
Counting.
340.
I gotta really double check on that. I slacked off a week.
Oh, I tell you, we can't wait for the next show again. I mean, if you're in this world.
Mentally, I'm already there.
No, it's
Well, I mean, they were mentally sick here, but if you're in the cigar, tobacco, pipe world, it is just a fascinating show. Now, more, I mean, this is Bob and I's 14th show.
14th and going on 15. Yeah.
So after 14 years, we've gotten to meet a lot of people, and the hang time in the tent, it's a 6,000 square foot tent, is just even that much more enjoyable.
This was my first year. Oh my
Newbie
God.
here was not, I mean, really, his socks came flying out. He couldn't believe what he walked
Yeah, I
into.
did. It was just, it was like literally overwhelming, like, like I got there, later than you guys. A little miscommunication, but whatever.
It's all right.
And I
You lost out on all the good deals. Bob bought them.
I blame you.
Well, it was,
He never gets anything right.
it was the misunderstanding.
Yeah, but I got there. I started walking around, went to the show, and started talking to people, and eventually ran into you guys and met up with you, and started walking around. We walked with cousin Frank out there, because we were both newbies there. It was kind of nice to experience it with somebody else new with it. I mean, you guys show us everything to go, but when you got two new people,
It's
I mean,
different when
we're
you're
taking
a virgin,
it in, yeah. It's
It's
always different when you're a virgin.
And
Your
what a
first
virgin they
time.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Was it everything you thought it was going to be?
like I said, it was just so overwhelming at the amount of pipes and the different styles, and if you were looking for it, you'll find it there. If you couldn't find a pipe at the show,
It doesn't
you're
exist.
not into smoking.
No, then you're not.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
because like there was, and I think I mentioned it to you and Bob a couple times, and I was like, man, if I had just unlimited cash right now, I mean, this would be a bad news for me.
It's really a sickness,
Yeah.
a true sickness. You can really just go. You can lose your bank account there because of just the beauty, the craftsmanship of watching some of these carvers, and it's amazing. It's just beautiful, beautiful handcrafts.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of
I-
this
I-
artistry too.
I
Some of
picked-
these things are so out of the ordinary in
Yeah.
shapes and
Oh, yeah.
sizes.
I
Like
mean, I picked up a couple of pipes for myself, to add to my collection, and one of them was, a fourth gen from Eric Stokeby, and he was there at the show, and got the chit chat with him for a while, and he signed my pipe bag for me, which was, I'm excited.
You got that in a sealed glass case now, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
big time. That's worth a lot of money,
Yeah, but it was just like every one of these guys that are in the industry, and they're so willing to just take their time and talk to you and find out like what it is you like, what they have to offer you. Another shout out to our brother Nathan Davis, from Gray Woody. I mean, I got to talk with him for a while, and talking with him, found out he was a fellow Mason brother, and we chit chatted about that for a while. It's like it was really amazing, just the sheer amount of people, how friendly everybody was. You could go out to the tent if you're looking to have a smoke, if you're looking to try something. They had all these kinds of samples you could try out, and then if you sat down at a table, and most of the time these guys had tins just opening up and putting them on the middle of the table, and they didn't care. They're just leaving them there for people to enjoy throughout the whole show. And you don't get a group like that in any other like industry. You really don't. Like these people, we come together. We are under one, fascia or faction. We're pipe smokers, and you don't get that anywhere else. And it was just so incredible to see.
Yeah, the
Like
camaraderie is
these
amazing.
tens of thousands of people, all. There was no hate. It didn't matter what color you were. It didn't. It didn't. It's just.
And you
Everybody
sit down,
just
and
comes
within
in.
minutes you're in a conversation with people. you feel like you've known them your whole life.
Yeah.
That's the amazing part.
I mean,
It's just a friendly atmosphere. It's
it was
really good.
It was just so exciting. I mean, I don't know. To me, it just like, I mean, look, I don't know if you can see it. I'm getting like goosebumps just talking about this. You know, I get the chills. It's just,
Yeah, well, it does that. Yeah.
Well, like Frank said, amazement. Totally amazing.
Yeah, Frank
And,
was in awe. He was like,
oh yeah. I mean,
he was speechless.
both me and him are just looking at each other and we're like, it's overwhelming. It's just like,
yes, for you guys, it would be overwhelming. Yeah,
I remember the first time I was there.
everyone
was-
remembers their
yeah.
first time.
Yeah, everybody.
It's,
And who you were with.
do you remember her name? Just tell me her name. I want to know now.
But it is. You leave, when you actually leave there at the end of the day, it's like you were on some trip somewhere. You know, it was like, wow, this was truly an amazing adventure. You know,
It was great mushrooms. Well, I mean, the big part is at the end of the Saturday night there, we had a Crappy Pipes opened up a can of tobacco from the 1950s.
yeah,
It was Jack of Diamonds, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it just blew everybody away.
Black Diamond.
Jack of Diamonds.
It was
Was it?
Black Diamond.
Yeah,
wasn't
either
it?
way. I mean,
Either
it
way,
was
whatever it is. It was just.
it was like,
phenomenal.
yeah,
Oh,
60
my
plus
God.
years old
Oh.
tobacco.
Yeah, and it was phenomenal. But
And just let everybody fill up a bowl. I mean, it was just.
yeah, he was outstanding, and he had a few others too. They were going to
Yeah.
open up the second night, but not keeping him more because we're running out of time, and we
Oh,
still
wow.
got 3 more people. We've got Bob is on crack. Yes, Frank, Bob's on crack. That's what I tell you. I don't know. That's what he said. I guess you are.
Who said that?
Cousin Frank.
Cousin
I don't
Frank,
know.
What's the matter with
I
you?
won't forget that tin, he says. Jack of Diamonds. But anyway, we were so confused with all the different tobaccos that we know. He definitely knows that one because it
Well, he
blew
said it was the
him
best thing
away.
he ever smoked.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it blew. That was better than any weed he ever smoked. I think.
Mhm.
I mean, that's how great that stuff
Well,
was.
and then the contest winner at the pipe show too, the Johnny Cotton's double
That
pressed.
was excellent.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we do have a list of
I
all
think
that
that's going to be
information.
available in a couple of weeks.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
anyway,
I think Pipes and
and
Cigars
Cigars.
had it in their magazine.
Yeah,
Yes,
but it says not available yet. It's
You-
coming.
Well, but they're
I don't remember what it
advertising
is.
it, so it's got to be soon.
Well, yeah. You get your money in now if you want it.
Well, yeah, I
No.
spent some money on Pipes and Cigars just because it was
Everybody.
too good a deal to pass up.
well, we have to. We
I'm still
can't pass up.
recuperating from the show.
Well, we do have Alan Boyd, president of the Chicago.
Alan.
Hey, Alan.
Hey,
What's
Alan,
happening,
what's
man?
happening?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
You tell us how you doing.
Hey, living a dream, and I'm including you guys with it.
Wow,
Hey,
terrific.
Wow. You sure?
I
that's
feel
what-
honored.
Man, I thought that would have been a nightmare for you. I don't know.
Yeah, you showed up anyway, so might as well include you.
Were we naked? I just
Well,
wanted-
And nobody wants to picture that.
Man, oh,
Nobody wants to picture that.
God, I think we should just get off the air now.
And look, our viewers
Wow.
just dropped.
Wow.
They're
What's
leaving.
going on?
They're dropping like flies.
Not much. We obviously you just heard Rick Ferrara, and he was, I guess, overjoyed with the show that we just put on, and they did really well. And I know you mentioned that Saturday night at the meeting.
Yeah, I was actually all the guys involved with this show we were all really happy that they did so well and gonna extend our hand out for next year and try to do more for them now that we have a little more lead time and know what it's about and try to make it a little more out there so people know ahead of time. So, but yeah, I was thrilled they were able to do so much.
They did well. I mean, really, with a limited amount of advertising that we did and they did, but for what
For the
the
first
grand
time
number was
around, yeah.
fantastic. And
Mhm.
they
Well,
talked about
even though they came into the picture a few months ahead of time, we're usually operating like anywhere from 10 to 14 months ahead of the next schedule. I mean, the next show. So even though them coming in 3 or 4 months ahead of time and letting us know about this, this past show, it was hard for us. It was too late for us to change signage and posters and all that stuff. That now that we know that they did so well and they're willing to do it again, well, now we can include it on next year's, signage that we do and advertising and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's good.
I'm just tickled they did so freaking good. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it wind up to be a wonderful thing for everybody.
Yeah, I think everybody was excited about it, and even the dealers, I think, got wind of it. And so Kyle had a great idea that maybe we, at the table when the people are paying for their tickets, that we can get them a little flyer that we talked to Rick about, and we can turn them on and give the people. So this way,
Well, Alan
the
said he's going to
newbies-
include it in some of the signage, so it kind of really does happen that way, you know.
Well, I guess you can. I
But
guess you
yeah,
can keep it
anything
that way.
anything to promote it, whatever it takes, would be fine.
And the spot location wise, they were very happy with that spot.
Yeah.
Good.
Get
Well,
it
we
from
thought
the
it would be. We thought it was the best place for traffic, and they could do their thing, and I'm glad it worked out. That worked. That's great. That's great.
And overall, are you satisfied with the way the show went? Did we have a good showing? We heard that the people from, was it Norway, the Dutch crowd couldn't get out because of an airline strike or something.
Yeah, they had a pilot strike. Not all. There was a handful that couldn't make it, probably a dozen or so. And the other people that did make it from there, all they did was adjust, and they flew north or south and flew out of another country. Some of the other people didn't have the funds, or I don't know. They weren't able to switch and come back and come here from a different, from another direction. But it was a last minute pilot strike that kind of screwed that up to a small degree. It didn't have it had a marginal impact on the show,
Yeah, it was a few empty tables, but overall,
yeah,
it didn't really have a
didn't
big
kill us,
impact.
but overall, we still did well,
Yeah.
Was there? You guys got a final number of how many people kind of went through the door? Or?
Actually, yeah, kind of, sort of, no.
Okay.
we were actually like only 40 people down from last year, which is really not much. But that's with the question mark, because there was a couple overhead big tractor trailer size overhead doors that were left open in the back of the mega center that weren't supposed to be open, but the vendors that were setting up tables kept stepping out for cigarettes, and they'd open these huge doors where we had a bunch of people that came in through those doors, never coming through the front door.
Oh, okay. So,
I witnessed that one person come out to have a cigarette out the front of the mega center, and he was coming back in, and he was like, "Oh, wait a minute, you have to pay to get in?"
oh.
And then they questioned him, and he says, "Oh no, I came back in from the overhead door back there. I was in the tent, and I saw the overhead door open, so I came in through there." So so that 40 people down from last year might be way off. We may have had more than that. I mean, we may have had more people than last year, not less than. So, we did. Put it this way: we did at least as good as we did last year.
No,
Okay.
that's
the main
counts.
thing. That's the main
That's all
thing.
right.
Yeah.
That counts.
Yeah.
And there'll be always new pipe smokers to the crowd anyway. So
there is every year.
definitely. Anything that you can? I know it's early. I know you just got past it, but anything exciting new that you might be thinking about for next year?
Well, for my part, for what I have input in, which is the pipe making seminar, that we're kind of revamping and reshaping it for next year. I'm working close with Jeff Grasick from J. Allen Pipes. That we're going to just restructure it. It's been one way for the last dozen years, and we're going to make it so it's a little more comprehensive, more focused, and then we're going to have guest carvers coming in over the 2 days and explaining different steps and procedures. So now
Mr. Graysick and I and 2 other gentlemen, we're all working on putting together next year's new and revamped pipe making seminar.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
No.
I was just reading something today, Alan, where some people were saying that the rates at the hotel were very high, and they had no clue that there was a special rate for the show.
Well, that all depends on how they did it. If they didn't mention the show, this is a big problem right now that we're working with the resort. A large part of it is the resort's fault. And that, and then if you recall that letter that went out Thursday night, or no, Friday night.
Friday night was on the table.
That was in reflection of the resort saying that we were short, because on our contract we have to meet so many room nights. Room night being every night that a single room is occupied. So our contract requires that we meet X number. Things indicated on Thursday evening that we were short, so that generated that letter on Friday. Some of that being the Danes that couldn't get here, but that was only a small part. The biggest part was that the hotel automatically switches over at like 5 p.m. to an automated reservation service. And if you didn't call between Central Time, between 8 and 5, I think it was 8 and 4. If you call between 8 and 4, you didn't talk to a live person. As soon as it switched over to automated, the automation was not programmed to recognize or ask you if you were there for the pipe show.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And because it wasn't, you paid the bigger price.
Oh,
Is it possible for us to have that posted on the website so that people can see that now for next year?
We had a big powwow with them on Monday, the day after the show. Mr. Martin, Craig Cobine, and myself, we sat there for almost 2 hours hacking things out here, because we were pretty miffed because they were beating us up about being short on people, only to find out when we analyzed everything, it was them that were screwing us. That they weren't carrying their end of the stick.
Right. I can't believe that they go automated.
They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball big time, because what happens is, because we're the driving force for a couple months leading into the reservations, that we tell them to put a block on everything. What the block does means, if you go through Travelocity or one of those sites and they try to get a room at the hotel, it says they're full. If you call the hotel and say you're with the show, all the rooms are available. Right. So that's why you need to call 30 business hours. But there's a code. The hotel generated a code last year that people could put in. It was kind of came up at the last minute. But they also said last year that they were going to provide their after service hours. I don't know if I don't think it's computerized, but it's their automated service. Their automated service would ask if they were coming to the pipe show. Well, they never did that. And so, what Craig does, what we have the power to do is we put a hold on all the rooms. So unless you call and ask for, if you call and physically talk to somebody, you can tell them you're coming to the show, you get a discounted rate. Anytime after the business hours, you wouldn't get it. So then usually around March, sometime in March, Craig usually lifts the band, which means Travelocity can get a room and anybody else can get a room.
Right.
And they're going to pay the highest rate unless they wait till close to the end of March, or I should say close to the end of April. And then lots of these hotels put up the last ditch price, because I talked to a half dozen people that had the rooms for $109.
That's great.
And they Yeah, and they just went through one of these Travelocity, something similar to Travelocity, and the hotel offers this last ditch rate to try to get some rooms rented. And so there was, like I said, there's a half dozen people I saw that get them for $109.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember reading today, somebody was saying, yeah, it was like $290 for the room. And they said, that's too much, Yeah.
Well, that's $190 too much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But like I said, if there's some way we can...
went toe-to-toe with the hotel and demanded that they have a code. They're going to provide us, they're going to provide us a code probably within the next 30 days. And that's going to be plastered over everything. So
good.
No matter what time zone, what time of the day, what day of the week it is, if you provide this code, you will get the pipe show rates.
Very good.
Because
do we know what those rates will be, Alan? Or
no, I don't.
Okay.
I have no idea. We negotiated that, and to be honest, we talked about so much in that 2 hours. It's a lower rate. I mean, and we're locked in for next year at the same rate we were this year, because we were so pissed that they didn't change any prices. They were very apologetic because the overall quality of the hotel has gone down, and they continue to charge more. So we were pretty upset about all that. And besides how they messed it up, yet come to us saying we're short on rooms. It's like, no, you guys, you're making it so people can't get rooms. So
they dropped the ball.
We went back and forth, and they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball big time. So we just kind of played hardball with them, and so prices are either the same or maybe slightly less for next year. But we'll probably within the next 30 to 60 days, anything related to the show, you will see a room code that'll be plastered somewhere on something. That it'll be all over the place, so everybody can take advantage of getting the room rates.
No, we'll make sure we air it too, in case people don't see it. Oh
well, yeah, we'll share it. Believe me, you'll see it all over the place from this point on when we get it. So,
Not bad. We'll get there. And
like I said, we argued for about 2 hours, and then we ended up signing for 4 more years. I ended up signing for 4 more years of contract. So
beautiful.
If they're around for 4 more years.
Well, yeah, they should be. We'll keep them in business. Hey,
yeah.
Mr. President, what do you think? You think we can get a social gathering at a Cuban Experience one of these Saturdays? Just throwing it out there. Not that I got no problem going at Arlington, I'm just...
you need to talk to my social director.
I know, he's coming on next.
Being president, I delegate. And Mr. Garrity is doing a great job at what he does. I will let him continue to do what he does.
Yeah, we're going to blast him now as we get him on anyway.
I think he's coming tomorrow. Are you coming?
Yeah, he's coming up tomorrow night.
Is he? Oh,
yeah,
excellent.
He's definitely coming by. You have a chance to come over or what?
No, I am stuck here, sir. I have things I have to do very early Thursday morning that a late Wednesday is not going to work for me.
Okay.
And what we're talking about, folks, is the weekly gathering of the Great Lakes Pipe and Cigar Club. We meet every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time at Cuban Experience, 119 North Genesee Street in Waukegan. And we have live jazz, blue music. It is roughly, give or take, 20, 25 pipe smokers, cigar smokers. Women are also hanging out with us. It's a great place, 6,000 square feet of a wonderful, relaxing experience. So we do that tomorrow night, and you can get to hang out with the three of us. And there's sometimes Mr. Phil McCracken, we like to call him George, hanging out too, and drinking all kinds of spirits and having a grand old time.
You guys, the people there are great hosts. It's a beautiful venue. Always a good time. If I was half the distance, I'd be there all the time. But
I know
since I don't have that private helicopter anymore, and it's such a long drive, it's hard to make it all the
Yeah,
time.
we gotta see about getting you back to, on the copter thing.
We'll figure it out. Alan, thank you so much for
Thanks, Alan.
coming
Thanks,
on.
Alan.
My pleasure.
We'll
And
talk to you
My
soon,
pleasure.
buddy.
we'll see you at Arlington Heights. Don't forget that. Yes, we do have the
Yeah, we
gathering.
got the date there.
Uh,
Yep.
Yes.
It will be at Arlington Heights on June 15th, I believe, at 1 or 2 o'clock.
Either one, I'll be there. I'll probably be there at noon.
Be there at noon. Yes.
Okay, I think we'll be there at noon too then.
Yeah. We'll see you there. We'll see you there in about 3 weeks, Alan. And
Awesome,
take care. Thanks for coming on board, buddy.
Thanks, Alan.
Be good.
Thanks for the invitation. Keep it up, guys. Talk to you soon.
Take
Bye-bye
care.
now.
Bye now. Yes, folks, Alan Boyd, the president of the Chicago Pipe Club. We meet once a month. Our next meeting will be, let's see, it's going to be June 29th. June 29th, it's a Saturday. That meeting will be held at Villa Park at 8 to 8 Cigar Lounge. Mike, the proprietor there, a wonderful guy, fantastic place. We usually about 35 on the average pipe smokers hanging out, and it's a great time. And newbie Kyle, again, another newbie experience hanging out with the Pecorini brothers. Had a grand old time on Saturday, and we had another brother, David, came down.
You
and
joined, right? You joined the club, didn't you?
No,
No, they weren't doing joinings that night because they didn't have the
No
applications.
applications.
They didn't have the pins.
All right, next
They
time.
weren't doing any of that stuff.
Next
So.
time.
and we're
Well,
gonna,
next time we're in Vegas, so
yeah, the next time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we'll miss that
So in
one.
2 months we're going to be there.
Wow.
So, but we can yell at
Alan, save
Tim.
our seats.
Yeah, don't give them away. We don't let people get comfortable there because we are. But we're going to get Tim coming on board. He's the secretary of the Chicago Pipe Club. He keeps things going, and that's where Alan delegates work to, is right to Tim. And Tim pretty much sets up all the gallery. Hello, Mr. Tim. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, are you driving?
Yeah, that's right.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, all right.
All right.
Well, we just had Alan on board, and he's using his president power to delegate to you. And we kind of asked him, is it possible that we can have a social gathering at a Cuban Experience on a Saturday? And boy, he just threw you under the bus. Say you're handling it. You set that up. He's just the president.
Executive privilege got him off.
So we're wondering maybe before you start school sometime in August, maybe late July, early August, that maybe we can do a summer festival out there.
Absolutely. We'll talk. We can set that up for sometime,
Tomorrow
maybe the
night.
first week in August. On a Saturday, starting in the afternoon. Absolutely.
That
Yep,
sounds
yep.
great.
And I understand.
And like our Ewan Reese social smokes,
Oh, yeah.
carpooling will be provided by some members who are making the trek.
Very good.
That's right. And when is that Irwin Reese? Do you remember?
We're aiming, I believe, for June.
July?
I can't.
July 17th, is that it?
June, July. They both have a J in them. Yeah.
I
There you
think,
go.
yeah, I think it's July 17th, right?
Well, that was yes.
I know, you're distracted because you're driving.
July 17th, Irwin Reese. So yes, we can figure all that out, and there's lots of things you need to figure out there for sure. But we will see you tomorrow night at a Cuban Experience to hang out and smoke, and I understand you're going to bring some Dunhill pipes for us to examine and possibly remove from your hands.
Unburden them.
Unburden them.
Burn
Okay.
them. All right.
Mhm.
How guys out not to come and we can hoard them.
Well, I'll be bringing 4 with me. And then, if you got any new guys, remember, always reach out to me. I have pipes for the new guys, and tobacco, a beginner's kit. you know,
Right.
all the things that they would need to kind of, you know, learn the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
Dave will definitely be there tomorrow night. He's one you met there, and we have maybe a couple others. So if you have a little set, we'll try to get some of the other guys to partake in the newbie kit, as they say.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you know, that's what it's all about, is bringing more guys into the social fold. You know, more the merrier. It's
Well,
always good to have a new blood in the system.
we've been doing our part. You know that.
Oh yeah, and then some.
Well, when we have a passion for something, we definitely go to work and we work hard in making things happen. And Bob and I do have a passion about pipes and tobacco, cigars, and alcohol. So, and by the way, are you going to be doing any more beer making yourself anytime soon?
I have laid down the beer making title. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money, a lot of time, and you know, it's just I don't have any of those.
Yeah.
Well, when you have kids and you know, they do take a lot of your time, a lot of your money, and what are you going to do? I mean, it's a runaway for you, but you have been very, very busy this year.
Yeah, you know, it's a fun hobby, you know, and I still like teaching other people how to do it. You know, it's just for me, I got to kind of narrow down my hobbies, and right now, you know, my focus is on pipes and pipe meetings and pipe sales. So you name it, if it's pipe related, you know, that's where my focus is right now.
Sounds good. But you did make some good brews, I'll tell you that.
Well, thank you very much. You can too.
No, I don't have the time for that. Too many other hobbies. I'll just enjoy drinking it. Forget about making it.
That's good.
Anything new that you want to bring up as far as the pipe world, the club, or anything else? Talking about the show itself and recapping it, your experience.
Well, you know, this year's show, you know, when you're working the show, it's a lot different perspective than when you're attending the show. You know, when you're working the show, you're pounding the pavement, you're talking to people, you're fixing problems as best you can. You know, so you don't really get to mix and mingle as much. But what's always good about the show is new guys show up, they experience it, and you know there's a lot of energy coming off of the show, you know, by new guys to do more, get more invested and more involved. So my goal after the end of a good show is to listen to people who are interested in contributing, see what ideas they have, and, you know, try to set those things up within the club so that next year's experience is, you know, better, constantly improving, you know. You know, but again, there's going to be hiccups, there's going to be stuff that people don't like and things that people love. You know, I always like to explain it this way. I'm not Burger King. I don't do it the way you like it.
Well, I do.
So one of the things I'll be aiming for, you know, is kind of getting that energy from the new guys and aiming it towards what they're interested in. You know, we got guys who, you know, are more interested in and more hip on some of the newer social networking, and I'm talking outside of Facebook, you know. So, you know, I don't want to take up all that I want to get them and get them going, get them getting that message out there, and, you know, attracting a different crowd.
Well, that's the key. Always looking and tweaking, and you said it. Always looking for improvements and making the adjustments. It's the only way to move forward and getting better, no matter what you do in life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, there's an old saying, even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just stand still.
Yeah.
That's
So true. So true. Anyway, I'm going to say it's running out of time. Cousin Frank is definitely on the other side, ready to jump on board. And we have a lot to talk about tomorrow night. I just want to thank you for coming on board. Thanks for everything you do at the Pipe Club. You really hold us down and keep things going. And thanks a lot for that. And we'll see you tomorrow night. How does that sound?
That sounds like a plan, gentlemen.
Thanks,
All right.
Tim.
Thanks,
Talk to
Tim.
you
Take it
tomorrow
easy.
night.
You have a good one, okay?
Get
All
home
right, stay
safe.
gold, gents.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Have a good night. Folks, that was Tim Garrity from the Chicago Pipe Club on the road, stopping by and giving us a
stop
little
for him.
feedback. Great guy. We had a lot of fun with him, and we'll be with him tomorrow night. And I didn't mean to rush him off. Yes, at the Cuban Experience, 119 North Genesee Street in Waukegan. But things went a little longer with our talkers that I didn't think would be this far back, getting Cousin Frank on. And we have his cousin on the line. We got friends from North Carolina down there that have tuned in to listen
Who's on?
to
Glenn?
him.
Is Glenn on again tonight?
Hey, anybody and everybody. Have Anthony's
Anthony's
on down there.
Hey, Anthony, what's happening?
So we got our cousin Frank. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
What's happening, man?
Busy night, as you can see, man. This is different, not having a guest in the house, just moving on the phones.
I know, right? You guys are used to having all those human beings next to you.
Yeah, it's cooler in here.
We're not breathing all that hot
and
air.
you're not
The
eating.
machines are taking over, man.
How you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm listening to the show, listening to Kyle's explanation of how overwhelming the show was as a newbie first-timer. So I definitely got that and more.
For sure, definitely. As you said, amazing, or you're an amazement, or whatever you want to say. You were overwhelmed, and it was good. Now, can't you wait till next year?
Yeah, the thing that amazed me most was the creativity and truly the art that's behind every pipe maker. They all are inspired by something, because you can see a technique or a certain. It's almost like each pipe maker is their own kind of Picasso, and they take that pipe and turn it into a piece of art that's actually functional and makes sense. It's really pretty amazing.
It is.
Mhm.
It really is.
Oh, yeah.
And how have you been enjoying your pipe?
I've been smoking my pipe, believe it or not.
Great. I believe it. I think you're hooked.
Why not, man? You look like you enjoyed it while you were up here. Why would you not enjoy it down there? It's relaxing. It's peaceful.
You got enough tobacco
it
up
is.
here, so
Yeah, you did get a lot of tobacco. I mean, hopefully you'll be going to your local tobacconist and checking out some of the new flavors. Unless you want us to send you some down there, we can do that.
Once we figure out what's what, I'm going to go searching for a tin of Jack of Diamonds, or Bob would call it Black Diamond. We go by Bob's rendition.
I don't think they make that anymore, man. That was a once in a lifetime.
That search will take you to every corner of the world at this point.
60 years that can wasn't open. 60 years.
Yeah, no, that was pretty amazing stuff for sure.
I'm
I was
just
like,
amazed
wow.
that somebody had the willpower to never open that tin.
Well, he was in an old tobacco store sitting on a shelf for all these years.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
That's incredible.
It is incredible.
I mean, you got a couple of tins that have been in your collection for a number of years.
I've done the same thing. So when you say it's amazing, I'm not living with knowing what he does. I say you're crazy.
I just
man. You're
don't know how
crazy.
you have the willpower.
Because he's got so much more. It's not like that would be the only tobacco to open up.
If it was the only one, I'd smoke it. But I have so much other stuff that I could just put something in the cellar for 20 years and 30 years. It doesn't bother me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to taste it. It's like, yeah.
Well, in 20 more years, I'll give you a call.
By the way, Frank, you got Anne Marie's listening to you. Anthony down in North Carolina's on, checking you out. We even have Mr. Kerr from South Carolina checking in.
Hey, Kerr, what's happening?
Greenville, South Carolina. Beautiful, beautiful, the beautiful town of Greenville.
He's coming up next week, so we're gonna hang out most of the night. We're gonna do folks, just to let you know. Well, thank you. Next week's show, if you want to catch us live, you're gonna have to catch us on Wednesday night. We're doing a special remote at a Cuban Experience. We have a great friend coming in, Kerr Viajante from South Carolina, and we're actually going to do a show with him at the Cigar Lounge because we can't smoke here. So that's the only thing that, we haven't gotten through yet, but we'll be doing it at the Cigar Lounge. So we'll be pounding a few down and puffing a lot
and
away.
We'll be sampling his new line.
The new line, yes.
New line.
Well, we're going to make him, we was going to promote that during our Facebook pages.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Kerr has started a new line of cigars that we're so excited and happy for him. And I guess the reviews is coming back. It's a grand slam. So Kerr,
you can also check him out on his podcast, folks.
Yeah, he's on Thursday nights. He does a live show. Check out Facebook, Kerr Viajante there as Stogie Road. And well, we got a lot going on. Also, next Saturday, the 25th, we're doing a live promo for an event with Kevin Christoph Cigars at Papa's Cigar Lounge in Highwood. We're going back to Papa's. They love us that much, so they asked us back. And Kevin, the sales rep for Christoph, is having his events there as well. And that starts at 5 o'clock next Saturday, May 25th. And hope you can join us and have a good time because we had a good time there last time and no reason why we can't have another one. So,
well, Frank isn't with us this time.
A
little different,
And you're not going to have me there. You're going to have like a cardboard cutout of me with you.
So two cardboards.
Two cardboard cutouts.
Well,
Wow.
Phil McCracken said he's going to step in. So we'll have a picture of George.
Yeah.
No, George will be live.
Unfortunately, with the Memorial Day weekend, I got the family vacation. So
go a day later.
No.
Leave after the show.
That's Memorial Day weekend. Oh, wow.
I'm going to go and enjoy myself for
Maybe
a few
I won't
days
go either.
on the week on the lake and having a bonfire and a couple of.
Well, you're going to turn us on, right?
Yeah.
You'll listen to us.
I'll listen.
There you go. I need a listener.
I'll be listening at the bonfire with my my pipe in hand and bourbon in the other.
There you go.
There you
Sounds
go.
like a plan. Maybe I'm coming by you.
Maybe we'll do the podcast that way.
Yeah. Live from the bonfire.
Frank, what's happening out there weather-wise? We saw some major storms running through Texas coming up.
Yeah,
anything on you?
No, we had a little rain. Nothing too bad. It's been rainy of late, but I think it was all happening north of us, north of Dallas, up in Lubbock, and up towards Oklahoma City, and it went out that way. So I know they got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, I heard tonight on the news they're saying there's something like 18 tornadoes in the area.
Oh my gosh.
In Oklahoma area, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's insanity.
That's crazy.
Really.
For all you listeners, hopefully everything goes well. We got some prayers going out to you. Be careful out there. It's tornadoes is just something you can't just mess around with.
Yeah.
It's just destructive, really destructive stuff. What else is going on, Frank?
I have a couple of little bits of tidbits of information that I wanted to share with you. Since you guys have been dealing with pipes today, I'm going to go sidebar and talk about liquor.
Oh, okay.
We haven't done that in a while.
We haven't.
Yeah.
We still got to get you on with the wine, and Kathy's been busting about it.
A little liquor-related tidbits of information, we'll call it.
Okay, go.
I'm going to ask you guys a question and see if anybody knows the answer to this one. And since Bob does enjoy this drink, maybe he knows who invented or inspired the drink. So the Manhattan cocktail, which is one of Bob's favorites, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is.
Was invented by who?
Oh, wow.
Invented
by who?
Do we get a multiple choice or?
I'll give you a multiple choice. You want a couple of multiple choices?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
we,
ahead.
Yeah.
we like multiples at this hour of the night.
Okay. I'll give you. I'll make these up as we go.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
all right.
How crazy I can be. It was invented by Frank Sinatra
No.
of the Rat Pack, of course.
No. He was Jack
was-
Daniels.
It
2
was
fingers,
invented
1 cube.
It was invented by Desi Arnaz.
No.
It was invented by Winston Churchill's mother.
Okay, and who else?
And those are your 3.
Just because that's so weird and outrageous, I'm going with Winston Churchill's mother.
It was invented by Winston Churchill's mother.
Thank you.
Oh,
Wow.
my God.
Because you couldn't even think about something that crazy.
Oh,
One
man.
for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that one. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that one's
what?
pretty funny.
But, I mean, what the heck? I'm like, really? Interesting. So, Winston Churchill was a big boozer and cigar smoker.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well,
W.
Don't we have a Churchill named after him?
W.C. Fields was one of his friends, right? Yeah, Shane. Yeah.
so obviously, that gene was passed down from his mom.
Hmm,
So she
interesting.
invented
When she was in
the
Manhattan.
Wasn't she from Manhattan anyway?
Who the hell knows? I don't know.
The Lower East Side. Around Avenue B.
Chelsea area.
I think
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen's more like it. All right,
Yeah.
give us another one.
I'll give you another one. Where did the word toast
Say that
start?
again?
Say it again. You broke
Where
up.
did the word toast?
Toast.
When you take
Oh,
do a
that-
toast.
Oh,
When
okay.
when did the meaning of that start? The wish of good health. Where did that start?
The Roman Empire. They created the toast.
And how? And Bob, look at Bob on top of this
Oh,
stuff.
man.
And how was it? How was that created? What was the actual physical thing that they did?
They put a spice inside.
No, close. They actually put a piece of toasted bread and they dropped it into wine,
Right.
and that was the toast.
Yeah, but there was also a little bit of spices or something that went in it, I
they
believe.
might have added spice
Yeah.
because the wine back then was definitely not any kind of wine that we know of today.
No,
Roman
no.
Empire wine was very different.
Was that during the Caligula years?
It might have been.
It was
No,
during
it was before Caligula.
before Caligula. It was before Medusa.
No, you saw Medusa after you drank some of that wine.
The days of Spartacus. Maybe it was a couple of gladiators that decided to do this.
Yep. I knew that one. Go ahead, move along.
All right.
So we're 2 for 2, by the way.
Move along.
Well, not really. But
Wait a minute,
I'll say
I got Churchill's mother.
all right, you got it after making
glad
it
you got her.
making it a multiple choice. All right, here's a good one. Where did the saying "rule of thumb" come from? Rule of thumb.
Man, not for anything, but
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a tobacco show.
Well,
Oh, wait.
this is about tobacco and drinking. We're talking about drinking
Okay,
here.
rule.
So before
So that's-
thermometers,
That's where they did a shot. That's how they know what technically they considered the rule of thumb was a shot.
that was close. I give you credit for taking a stab at it.
Well,
But
so
here's
stab anyway.
why. Yeah, because before thermometers were invented, brewers would dip a thumb or a finger into the liquid to determine the ideal temperature, neither too hot nor too cold for adding yeast. From there, this is where we get the phrase rule of thumb.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I did
There
not
you
know
go.
that one.
Yeah. Didn't know that one.
That was
That
close.
was good. That was a good one.
That was a good one, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
indeed. Absolutely.
Listen, I usually give you most of mine are 80% of them are good. 20% you can throw out.
No,
No.
the toast is good, and well, actually, all three of them were good.
I like Churchill's mother.
I know you.
I
do.
bet you do.
You have a picture of her in your room.
She was a great gal.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Mhm.
So I'll ask a question on this one. So, and you tell me if you think that someone would have done this, or if it's false, true or false.
Okay.
All right. So, the region of the United States that consumes the least alcohol, commonly known as the Bible Belt,
Mm-hmm.
is also known by many doctors as Stroke Alley.
True.
True or false?
True.
No, false.
That one's tough. I mean, you know, down south they like that fried chicken a lot.
True.
That might be true.
You know,
Heart Attack Alley.
yeah, but
It's true. It's
Yeah.
known by doctors as Stroke Alley.
There you go.
See?
It's because they're not drinking.
yeah, I'm thinking they didn't have enough sex down there.
It's lack of alcohol that does it.
That would be
They don't relax.
that would be non-stroke alley.
Well,
Wow.
there you go.
Oh boy. Ba-dum-dum.
Here's a good look. Here's a good one for any wine connoisseur out there that thinks this might be something interesting. So as late as the mid 17th century, the French winemakers, who were considered by far the best of the best. There is no better wine than French wine. The French will tell you that a million times over.
Yeah,
I
but
tend to
They-
I tend to now
they
I tend to
lie
now
a lot.
Probably agree
They-
with them,
they lie
but they lie a little.
a lot.
You know that they didn't use corks.
So,
Instead, they used oil-soaked rags stuffed into the necks of bottles.
Oh, a Molotov cocktail.
And lit them on fire.
Only the French would do something like this.
Wow, wait.
yeah.
Without maybe like wax over that to kind of seal it, because it would still have like a certain amount of oxygen that would eventually
you
be
would
absorbed.
I guess that was, prior to corks. I mean, maybe even during corks. I don't know why they would have decided to put, and who knows what kind of oil they used.
No.
Here's a
geez.
question for you next week. When was the first cork invented for the wine bottle?
Oh, I'm going to say.
I have no idea, so don't tell me. I'm just asking you to look into it.
Yeah. That's Frank's homework.
It exists out there. The cork tree. I know that one of the largest cork trees, I think, is in Spain somewhere or in Portugal.
That's where just
And-
corks grow on it, right?
And the cork, I think the largest tree they could bottle. I think it was over 100,000 bottles
Wow.
from one tree.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Okay.
These gold, and I know that's why they're using a lot more of the synthetic corks
Yeah.
too, because of just the sustainability. You can't grow the trees fast enough.
No,
Well,
you
not
can't.
the way society drinks today. No.
Exactly. There's a lot of boozers out there. We got to.
Sure are.
There's one walking by the studio right now.
Sign of the times.
Hey, is that a bottle of bourbon he's drinking? Get out there, Kyle. Go grab that from him.
I think that's Jim
I
Beam
think
he's
you guys
drinking.
needed to take a little break from pipes and go to some booze. But
Yeah,
you
no,
guys
that
never
was
get
good.
to booze.
We haven't gotten on booze in
No,
a while now.
That's because Phil's not around.
Yeah.
He has the bag of booze usually, and
He's like Felix the cat. He comes in with this bag, and out comes like a dozen bottles and glasses, and it's pretty amazing.
Well, that's usually what happens at Arlington for us.
Well, that too, but
well, maybe tomorrow night at a Cuban Experience, he might join us with his bottle and his bag.
his traveling bar.
I have a question for Bob.
Yeah.
And Ron, you guys were talking about Latakia,
Yep.
and it's sourced out of Syria.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't realize that Latakia is not a tobacco. Do you know that? It's not a tobacco. It's actually a process. And it's made by smoking the tobacco, which is called Shek El Bint, over wood and herb fires.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the name, how the name Latakia is born. But it's not the name of the tobacco. It's actually what the process is of smoking it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I looked that up. I'm like, oh, what does all this Latakia mean? So
And do you like smoking it?
I don't know. I have never smoked it. So how
with all the tobaccos you got, you don't have Latakia?
He's got one of them that he's got in his arsenal.
Yeah,
is Latakia. I think that
one of the McBaron tobaccos that you got from Sutliff.
That new one, that Woodman's cut or whatever we picked up. That's got a Latakia blend.
You should have something. I believe even the McBaron one had some Latakia in it.
But it's not going to be Latakia from Syria. It's going to be
Cyprus.
Oh, no.
Now it's only from Cyprus.
Cyprus Turkish varietal.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is a different tobacco, which is called Smyrna. So
Smyrna. Isn't that also like a vodka? Smirnoff?
Smirnoff. Yeah.
Smyrna.
Is that Lucy in the background drinking?
It's I'm drinking. I've started early this morning.
Oh,
wow. No way. How many bottles of water have you drunk already?
I've drank a gallon and a half of H2O.
Wow.
Okay. Good stuff.
Oh yeah.
On the rocks or straight? How do you like it?
Chilled. I like it shaken, not stirred.
And I bet Lucy's having the good stuff.
Yeah. No alcohol for me today. The day off.
Oh,
okay.
That's good. That's good.
I had to prepare for all the alcohol-related questions. I couldn't get myself,
Oh, you got to think. I know.
into
You got to think.
Not all those can just be wasted all day long.
One of these days, I'm going to take a day off too.
And the other thing too that I found out, that the tobacco that I have to stay away from. What is
Perique.
it?
Perique.
Yeah, Perique.
Perique doesn't agree with you.
It doesn't agree with me. I know why.
Why?
Because it's made in hollow logs. Using stones.
Hollow logs. Easy now. Hold it there.
All right, let's contain ourselves here. Contain.
1 minute countdown.
Contain.
What the hell? Where are you going with that? Keep it clean.
It's log. It's log.
Big, it's heavy, it's wood.
Look it up. It was originally made in hollow logs using stones for pressing. Sorry, but that's why I don't like that shit.
And with that, bada bing, bada boom, it's time to go.
Say goodnight, Frank.
Say goodnight, Frank.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Ariel.
Take care, buddy.
Tomorrow,
Take
man.
care. Have a good one.
Take care, Frank.
So long, buddy.
And yes, folks, that was Cousin Frank with some interesting
tidbits,
trivia.
No doubt.
Yep. And it's the 9 o'clock hour, folks. Wow, that was a fast 2 hours, actually.
it did.
With
It
no
did.
guests, just us.
Well, we had guests. It was via the telephone, but we had guests.
Yeah, I'm just saying in-house.
We had a
in-house.
couple. Yeah,
But if you want to join us and talk more about nonsense, we'll be at the Waukegan Cuban Experience tomorrow in Waukegan at 7 o'clock. And we can have fun with you there, too. As you can see, we enjoy laughter. We love laughter. We love jokes. And hopefully
we love drinking.
We love drinking, love smoking.
come out and support your brick and mortar. Come on.
Absolutely. A Cuban Experience, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. And from all of us to you, have a great week. Happy Memorial Day weekend. And we'll catch you next Wednesday, if you want to catch us live, next Wednesday at A Cuban Experience. So if you're looking for us on Tuesday, you can just check out the library. You see all the other 8 shows.
Catch
But
up.
have a great, safe one. Be careful. Have a great time. Good night, folks.
Good night.
Take care, man.